How you folks doing today? This is Anthony from MTE, upstate New York. Today we're going to talk about pressure washing your unit, be it end of season or you want to clean it up for resale, however you want, whatever you're doing. First thing you need to do is get your air wand or a backpack blower. There's going to be grass packed up around your spindles, right? And then there's going to be grass. Usually you just come in here with your air wand and there's going to be grass all packed up in your coolers for your hydraulics, and then grass that is also going to be packed around your engine. You want to blow that off before you start getting it wet, because what's going to happen is when you pressure wash, the water's just going to push it away and it's going to clump up and be somewhere else that you might not notice it just standing there and looking, but it's definitely there. Another thing that you'd like to do is I'll drop the deck all the way to the lowest point, and so you can get a nice evenly clean on the deck. Things you'd want to not do is have the tip of your wand of your pressure washer at any of your belts, right? Any of your belts, because that will cut into your belts, ruin your belt. You'll be done. It'll be broken in moments. Any electricity, any electric components, your relays here, anything that deals with your relays or your electric, you don't want to just sit there with the wand on it. Also with the engine, you don't want to come and just push water down into the air intake, down the throat of the air intake, or any of the electricity components that are dealing with the engine. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to blow it off. Then before, we'll wash, we'll talk again, and we'll go from there. Yeah, that's this one thing. When you leave that grass on there, it's just going to pound up into somewhere. Then you just got wet dirt, and it just, it won't be a good job. You're not going to end up with you're going to double do your work. You're going to end up seeing other stuff. Like, oh, I should have done this, or I should have got this. But you just take your air wand. Another thing when you're doing the air wand is see where you're going to be blowing your air, and then take a step back with your head. Just because if you go like this, all that dust and grass and dirt is going to blow right up in your face. So you see where you want to go, and you put your nozzle down and you just step back. Down here around the axles, this style of system doesn't get a lot of buildup, but usually around the axles right here on your rear, they'll get all built up. Any cracks that have, where the channel of the frame to the rear drive implements are hooked up, they'll have grass coming in and out of it. It's a dirty job, but you want to have a nice clean machine. This is how it needs to be done. All right, then we'll come over this way. Drop the deck. I take the pin all the way out. If you're doing this for a customer, if it's your own, you know where you want to keep your height. We do a little mark just because it makes it easier for us. You can just pull it out, drop that deck all the way down, let it go all the way down, and just keep on blowing it up. What I'm doing right now is just getting in to where around the rear transmission is, because grass does build up in there, but you just get in there and you just really can't see it. You try to do it blindly, and they'll keep your hydraulic temperature down. More grass that's packed up around there, the heat it just creates more heat because there's no air to pass by it. But you do that because these are independent transmissions. Both sides you gotta do it to. All right, once you get most of the grass and dirt packed up, blown out of there, you know, you don't have to go super crazy, but you see on the floor here, this is what just blown out of the back, you know, just what I got knocked off just with air. I'm about to go and turn on my water pressure washer, and I'll be right back and we'll wash this off. Next step, you got your soap, any automotive soap. We use generic soap that we cut with water, 50-50. So there's some makes and models, you know, John Deere's definitely don't like certain types of soap. It will fade your paint. Other makes that will do that too. You don't really want to spray your soap on and then let it dry. That's a definite no. You're going to screw up your paint. You don't. That's a definitely not wanting to have to happen. So we use this tank just because we use a lot of it. We got bigger tractors than normal zero turns, but if you just got automotive soap, that'll work fine. And you know, there's these. I usually like doing it in steps of cleaning. I like to get everything soaked down, but it's just like taking a shower. Wash from your head to your toes. You know, you don't go from your toes and then go up because you're just gonna get more dirt down at the end of your feet. Don't do it that way. You know, you go from the top to bottom. This is the best way. And also what I like to do is have your front caster wheels turned around. So if you pull into an area, do a little maneuver and start going reverse, these caster wheels will turn back out and you just get a better clean on them. Now some tractors have a flip up discharge chute. This one has a quick disconnect. See, I didn't take that off before. This is what we're talking about from the first video with cleaning off your deck. All that buildup around your discharge chute. Really, you can't get underneath the deck on a zero turn or a ride-on lawnmower unless you jack the front up and you want to lay on your back and just spray under there. I mean, when you scrape it with the putty knife, that's good enough. But if you're trying to get it clean, you know, you're going to have to jack the front end up and just get under there with your wand and paint up, spray it. But yeah, you know, just keep on getting her down with soap. You know, keep on moving, just keep on moving. And we're lightly around the engine, you know. I mean, I am getting it, but I've been doing this for a while. When it all looks pretty much soapy, and put your soap down. Oh, let's not forget about these. These are your pulley guides or, you know, safety guards for your deck. I like cleaning these up, hitting them with a little bit of soap, flip them over, get that side. Now, even with your smaller pressure washers, they still have enough power to start taking off decals. Decals, it does happen, you know, but you don't, it's just like with the belts and the electricity. Don't just sit there with the wand on it. There's other places you'll see me just spend a little bit more time on it, and that's this grass stain that I'm trying to get off. And here we go with the wand. Another thing is, this is a hot water pressurizer. So this thing gets very hot. I mean, I can take grease and turn it into liquid. This is very powerful. Don't ever put your hand in front of the wand. You will impact water into your skin. It will rip your hand. It will rip your skin right off your body. It's just one of those things, you know, safety first. Be smart about what you're doing. You know, don't be that guy that puts the end of the wand to its face and spray it, and then you got to cut across your neck. You don't want to have any of that. And I was saying earlier, I like to go from top to bottom. Also, I like to do just a preemptum walk around, get everything nice and wet again, you know, because sometimes the soap will only be in one area, so you move the soap around and let that penetrate a little bit more, you know, so you just slowly walk around with it, you know, give it a little preemptum go, and then you start going into your series from top to bottom. So you see how I was up high through all this part right here, because you got electrical coming through here, all high up in here around the engine, and then you'll see me go down into certain areas where I know that it's comfortable to put pressured water, so you know it's not going to damage anything. I just know, hey, I can get down in there a little deeper and get that dirt and grunk out of there, you know. So that's just one thing you got to make sure. You know, and then you'll see when you're necking stuff around, you'll start seeing other things start moving. But definitely around here, you want to be up and away from your engine or any of your components that deal with that. And then you just keep on coming around. Fold your seat back down, because the back of the tractor, that's done. You don't have to deal with it again. Unless you didn't do your proper blow off, and then you're going to knock all this dirt that would have been here back up into your engine bay, back up in there, and it just, you double your work. You don't want to do that. Try to do it once, do it right, and do it once. Definitely on the front of your deck here, you'll see a lot of grass staining. And you just get close. That's where you're definitely safe to get close to, is on the front of here, around your anti-scalp wheels. Get in there nice and tight, and you know you're not going to hurt or damage anything. Another thing is around these caster wheels, they're a pain to get them all clean. You know, you might need to drive your tractor or your zero-turn lawnmower back and forward a couple of times just so you can get all of it, or go in with a rag and just wipe it down. See, when I'm washing around the belt, I'm trying to get my tip of my nozzle will be under the belt, and then I pull away and I move up and over. And you know, you don't want to just go right here like that. You're going to tear your belt up. But you're moving quick over the belts, they're not going to hurt it anything. You know, another thing I was just thinking about was, you know, just keep on moving around the tractor while you're cleaning it, because you're going to definitely start noticing like, oh man, I missed here, you know. And then if you're doing it for resale and you want the machine look pristine, really nice, wash it, let it dry, and it will show you more dirt after it's dry. It might look nice and shiny when you're done, but once it dries, you're going to have streaks of dirt, you know, little streaks. But if you're just trying to clean it up and get it away for the season, you know, I wouldn't be worried about that. Another thing I usually do, but I didn't throw them on, I usually wear high boots, knee boots, and you know, it keeps me dry, because you know, Monday morning coming in and having to clean a big unit that usually takes an hour or so, it's not fun being wet all day. But you see how the color of this rim is? That is grass stain. That is all grass stain on that rim. And then we'll see what happens when I hit it with a pressure washer. Well, that's pretty much how you would do it. You know, you'd still want to go through and get your rest of your rims done, get all the rest of the stuff done. I could have you here for another 20 minutes, you know, getting this pristine, but we're not worried about getting it pristine. We just want to show you the safeties and where you should and shouldn't be putting your water or pressure washer. If you don't want to clean it, bring it on down to us. We'll clean it for you. We have no issues with that. But until next time, we'll see you.